President,
I'm sorry, you got to answer the question. I asked the question, why does the president's budget not lay out how you would protect Social Security?
This president believes the existential threat to Social Security are those who want to cut it.
No Republican is proposing cutting Social Security benefits, and it's dishonest to keep saying it. It's offensive and dishonest and not realistic. We have a problem in Social Security. Now, the question is, why have you not proposed in your budget any action to protect Social Security?
If you're on Social Security, SSI, SSDI, retirement, anything, you're not going to want to miss this video. Now, this just came out yesterday, and yes, they are discussing Social Security. Take a look at this. Romney grills Biden official about Social Security in a tense exchange. Wait till you find out why. Take a look at this. Senator Mitt Romney grilled Shalonda Young, director of the White House Office of Management and Budget, about Social Security during a hearing on Wednesday focused on President Biden's fiscal 2024 budget proposal. The reason being because in his new proposal, there is nothing for Social Security reform. And he asked the question, you do realize that Social Security is running dry. It's going to be insolvent in 10 years, which means that in less than 10 years from now, everybody that receives Social Security are going to have their benefits cut across the board by 20%. So if you receive $1,000 per month from Social Security right now, it's going to drop to $800 simply because they do not have enough funds. It's going to happen to everybody. And she says that the biggest threat to Social Security at this time is Republicans proposing to make cuts to the programs, to which Mitt Romney responds and says, no, at this present time, there are no current senators that are proposing cuts to Social Security. We've already established this. We heard the Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy, say Republicans would not support any cuts to Social Security. So he asks her, what are you talking about? And he also says the biggest threat to Social Security right now is the Biden administration and Democrats not having a plan and just simply demonizing the Republican Party, saying they want to make cuts. And he says the biggest threat is them not having a plan, not putting together a proposal to save Social Security and doing nothing, and then letting it become insolvent and everybody will get cut 20% of their benefits. Wow. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Now, we have heard that 2023 would be the year of Social Security reform, yet we are still yet to see, like I said, something materialize. Now, we have seen Senator Bernie Sanders release his Social Security Expansion Act of 2023, which in there makes good on the Biden administration's promise of an additional $200 per month across the board to all Social Security beneficiaries. But we are yet to see any of these proposals, these bills that have come to the table, actually get traction and get pushed forward. We have heard nothing of any of these bills yet starting to go through Congress. This all just unfolded yesterday, and in a tense line of questioning, Romney pressed Young about whether she knew of any cuts to the programs proposed by lawmakers. Biden has accused Republicans of trying to cut the benefits. So the good news is they are discussing this right now. We're going to see what unfolds. Now, let's take a look at this exchange so you can see it for yourself. But before we do me a quick favor. If you appreciate the updates, don't forget, smash the like button. Just takes a second. Helps out my channel a ton if you appreciate the updates. And if you want to stay up to date, it's totally free. Why not? All you got to do is hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. I'll let you know everything going on so you know what to prepare for or what might become available for you and your family. But with that being said, you guys, let's take a look at the video footage.
On a separate topic, I'm not aware of anyone in this category, but are you aware of anyone of the elected officials we have in the federal government, at the Congress, or anywhere else that have proposed cutting or have currently proposed cutting benefits for Social Security of any kind?
Senator, I have heard of proposals.
No. You've heard of proposals from a current senator, currently or congressman, currently proposing to cut benefits to Social Security.
Yes. Have they changed their position?
No.
Maybe. But yes. Members who are current members.
I said, has anyone in the last several months or the last year, has anyone, Republican or Democrat, proposed Social Security benefits?
So now you're asking if people change their position? Maybe. But there are
Are you aware of anyone?
There is a record.
Are you aware of anyone? Excuse me. Are you aware of anyone? Are you aware of anyone proposing cutting Social Security benefits?
Your first question, current members have well-known policies out there to cut Social Security and Medicare.
That's simply wrong. That is simply wrong, and it's not honest to say that to members of Congress. That is simply wrong. There is no one who's recommending cutting Social Security benefits, all right? Number one. Number two, do you recognize that in the next 10 years or so, the trust fund on Social Security is going to run out, and under the law, benefits would be cut dramatically, like 25%. You're aware of that?
I'm aware.
Yeah. That's a problem, right?
Of course.
Well, why is it then that in the president's budget there's no effort to address that whatsoever?
And while we clearly disagree on this, there are some who have policies on websites. I'm happy to print them and send them to the committee. Whether they have changed their position is another thing. Who want to have policies.
I'm sorry, that was not the question. The question was.
So this president.
I'm sorry, you've got to answer the questions.
So this president has put forth
I asked the question: Why does the president's budget not lay out how you would protect Social Security?
This president believes the existential threat to Social Security are those who want to cut it. His budget says no.
There's nobody in this committee that wants to cut it. I know of no Republican or Democrat in the House or the Senate who is proposing cutting Social Security benefits, and it's dishonest to keep saying it. It's offensive and dishonest and not realistic. We have a problem in Social Security. We need to address it. You agree we have a problem in Social Security. Make it clear, 1,000%. No Republican is proposing cutting Social Security benefits. Now, the question is, why have you not proposed in your budget any action to protect Social Security?
Senator, I look forward to seeing plans that are very clear.
The question is, why have you not proposed it?
Why have you not made a proposal? They will not cut Social Security. This president has put it in black and white. We look forward to seeing a plan that suggests that Social Security is off the table. This president believes the biggest threat to Social Security are those who want to cut it. His budget says no.
You know, I really do find that just offensive in the extreme, which is you can't name anyone who is proposing Social Security benefits. I have said, and I know my colleagues, no one is proposing cutting Social Security benefits for our Social Security recipients. No one is proposing that on our side. And you keep on saying that's the biggest threat. The biggest threat is in 10 years or so, the Social Security Trust Fund runs out of money and benefits get automatically cut by 25%. We don't want that to happen. I'm upset that the president hasn't included any effort to address that shortfall because I want to protect Social Security benefits for all of our recipients. Now, a question I have is, you do, fortunately, look at Medicare and suggest, hey, we need to take action to protect Medicare. I agree with that. I'm glad you do. You propose, however, the only solution is not cutting costs at all, but only raising taxes. Do you believe there's any prospect that Republicans are going to vote to raise taxes only as a way to save Medicare?
For those over 400,000, I hope so, that they would raise those taxes.
I said, do you believe that Republicans in the House and in the Senate are going to vote to raise taxes and nothing else, just raise taxes to save Medicare?
Well, that is not the only proposal. If you look, the net investment income tax, which was always created to go into the Medicare Trust Fund and was not, we suggest moving that over as a part of keeping Medicare extended by at least 25 years. So that's one part of the proposal. That is not a raising of tax. That
do you believe, I know my time is up, do you believe that it makes sense for a bipartisan effort to work together to find compromise positions, common ground, to actually save Social Security and protect Medicare?
Yes.
Thank you.
Wow, that was yesterday. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And like I said, the good news is they are discussing this at this time, but they're saying nobody wants to make cuts to Social Security. However, what about fixing the actual program? We only have a small amount of time before this all comes to a crashing end. Now, in addition to that, speaking of cuts, if you missed my video about 11 states that want to take a part of your Social Security check, be sure to check out this video next as I cover the details, some of the eligibility and the things that they're saying out of these states. And I will keep you up to date on Social Security, anything going on with Congress, the economy, so you know what's available for you and your family. But with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.